Welcome to the What Were You Expecting podcast, where nothing is scripted, nothing is rehearsed, and we talk about anything and everything. Nothing is off topic here, and we are honored to have you be a part of our conversation. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe, and remember to enjoy the show.
What's up? We're finally back. Was this episode?
I don't know. What is this,
three?
Johnny?
3.5?
3.5. Yeah, that's right. We had to delete the first one because it sucked.
Yeah, sound quality issues.
You guys can hear me
I
today?
think we got
Yeah.
it figured out. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, we got a mic for Johnny now, which is fantastic. We got a new board.
Fantastic.
Got our new board in. We fixed some mic issues, so we're slowly but surely growing and getting better. And we have a guest.
Yeah, got a guess.
We got our first official guest. That's awesome.
And I don't know if y'all should be excited or if you should be scared, but
I'm nervous.
I think it's gonna be good.
I'm nervous.
I just, hide your kids.
How'd you kids? Well, he is from Nashville. He is an entrepreneur just like we are. He is a music singer, songwriter, and he's got a lot of things that he can bring to the table. We're super excited to have him. And how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Introduce yourself.
We're here.
My name is Justin Addis, but I prefer people to call me JADDIS.
JADDIS.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it started out as a nickname in college for my alter ego.
Alter ego.
Yeah, and and that was basically who I just blamed everything on, and it turns out he just kind of took over. So I just now we're just JADDIS.
Now we're just JADDIS. So we're getting JADDIS today. That's good.
Yeah,
And I think the first time I met you, I met him.
yeah.
The very first time I met him.
Yeah, it goes that way. I make the best first impressions. My closer though is the second impression. That's
The closer.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the better impression.
That's awesome.
So y'all stick around for episode 2. It'll probably be better.
This episode's gonna suck. We're gonna throw that one out. But episode 2, he'll come back and he'll make it right.
Amen.
That's awesome.
Exactly. So wait, you're from Nashville, right?
From South Carolina.
Okay.
Born and raised. And when I got 18 years old, said I can either hang around here or go to Nashville, and I decided Nashville sounded way better than hanging around in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I found MTSU, and they had a program where I could go to school up there and get in-state tuition. Basically, it was just like, leave your state, come here.
Yeah.
And I went that route and haven't been back since. And that was August of 2010. I visited April of 2010. In May, it flooded. And then when I went back in August, there was no more Bass Pro Shop. And it was like, well, crap. What the hell am I going to do? But find things to do. Mainly music.
Mainly music. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing music?
I guess, my whole life I've been into music. I started playing guitar when I was like 10, and then just had no reason to play it until high school, and then I found out, girls like guitar, and so
Girls do like guitar.
started playing it more. If I was taller or more athletic, I'd probably not play guitar, but, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So are you playing the bar scene right now, or are you doing anything with that?
Nah. I did. I've probably done 2,000 biker bars, in my time, and I just wanted, COVID kind of gave me a break from it, and I don't really want to let that break go. Figure I'll just wait until I go viral on TikTok now and go play big stages.
There you go.
As far as that goes.
It's funny you talk about COVID. That was a big hit to Nashville, right? What all did that? How did that change the industry? Did it shut it down completely, or are people having to adapt to a new way now? Or
it wasn't really like you see with comedy, they would do like drive-in shows or stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It just, the big guys like Ticketmaster and William Morris and the booking agencies, the people that make the machine run, they quit doing anything, and so everybody else can't do anything.
I've seen a lot of like online shows too now, like a lot of live.
Yeah, I mean that
A lot of lives.
there was a lot of it, Facebook Live, like, hey, donate my Venmo and stuff like that. People just try to do anything they can to adapt, but nothing beats live music.
Yeah.
And so,
just trying to survive at that point.
It's definitely different.
yeah, it's come back. Essentially, there was just a lot of people unhappy with the shutdowns, and so they fought back and opened up the bars, and now we're able to have shows again. But it's still kind of weird, people are adjusting to having to take a year off. Kind of like if you, I don't know, threw baseballs every day for 10 years and then you didn't throw a ball, you'd still know how to throw a baseball, but it'd just be a little rusty.
A little rusty. Yeah.
I think we're going to see some good music come out though, just from this break.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know how many artists were sitting inside just writing their butts off if they were smart.
A lot of people
if they
did.
were smart.
A lot of people went to work during that time.
Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see some pretty good albums come out.
We probably are.
If you're
We're
a
probably
country
going to
music
see a
fan.
lot of really good music get swallowed up,
Yeah.
though, because you're going to have a lot of people
We're gonna have
coming
a
out with
lot.
the same,
We're gonna have a
stuff at the same time.
But the ones that pop through, they're going to be the ones.
Yeah, it was really it was like a true test of people's will, because you saw people that you thought like, oh man, they've got a free ride to the top, and they moved back home, and then the people that just are here because they want to be here being Nashville, that are there because they want to be there. They stuck it out. They sold seashells by the seashore. They did what they had to do to stay there, and now they're starting to see a lot more positions open. Broadway was one of those you had to know somebody kind of thing to get in, and then when it came back, there was nobody to play, because everybody that played there every single day thought that they had that money coming the very next night, so they went out and blew it that night, and then when they pulled the ripcord, they didn't have a job. Right, they were broke, and they moved back home.
Yeah.
And that's not just like, I don't know a lot about the music industry, but I would think it's not just single artists. You got full bands and like sound guys and light guys. I think it impacts a lot more than what you see on the stage. Now, are you more of just you and your guitar? Or do you have a band, or?
I've done
all kinds of stuff.
all of it, but I kind of prefer more just me and my guitar. I really found my niche in the songwriting scene. Me personally, I started as a songwriter, and it's kind of just cheaper than going to therapy. So that's
I totally get that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and cooler than writing poems, and so hey man, I'm just saying. So
I feel
I just
personally attacked.
I see you writing a couple poems.
Oh yeah, dude. When I was 12, I had a diary, and I wanted one that locked on it, but the only ones that did were girl ones.
I'm on a beat.
And all I was doing is writing songs before I knew I was writing songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's something I don't have. I'm not a writer.
Yeah.
I'm not a writer. I wish I was.
Well,
Probably because I don't practice. I don't take time. And
writers need readers. So
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's
got their role.
well, I can't. So there's that. I'm a songwriter. I just kind of verbalize a lot of it.
Yeah. So what's the hardest thing about Nashville? I mean, being a
just seeing things that you want to do happen to other people. That's kind of really hard. Otherwise, it's Disneyland. and I tell you, man, if you love music, specifically country music, but all kinds of music, it is Disneyland. You can come there, and if you work hard and stand in line, you'll get your chance to ride.
I was about to ask, is it how, percentage wise, luck to hard work?
It's a lot of luck.
Yeah.
It's a lot of luck. A lot of people.
Right place, right bar, right guy. Saw it. Yeah, I can see that.
It's a lot of luck, man. Because there's so many talented people there, and it's stupid. It's like the people that, you think like, oh man, like they're there's no way they can't blow up. They're the ones that don't blow up. And then the ones that you're like, man, that person, like, they're awesome, but I don't see it. Then they're the ones that blow up. Like the Taylor Swift story, like the guy that, you know.
You don't like Taylor Swift?
No, I love Taylor Swift. I'm mad that
Who doesn't like T-Swizzle?
I'm mad she never wrote me back on MySpace, but
I don't either.
But there's the Taylor Swift story where the guy's like, yeah, I had Taylor Swift in my office and I didn't see it, so I didn't sign her. And then 2 weeks later, they, heard her on the radio.
Right.
I mean, it's like that. It's like,
yeah.
It's like there's so much talent that it's hard to see what is the most talented.
Just getting one time in front of the right person could change your whole entire world. I think.
Is it as cutthroat as I would think it would be? Like, is there a lot of like supporting
jealous?
Or
there's jealous people that don't want you to be seen. They want to be seen, but it's all.
But you're never gonna hold anybody down.
Nashville is networking. It's I mean, it's kind of very similar to college or high school. You get out there and you just try to make friends, and there'll be these group of people that are their clique, and these group of people that are their clique, and you're like, oh, I want to be in their clique, but you look around, you have your own clique,
Right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just all making friends is all it is.
I imagine it's very similar in the high school way of like, also you never know who you're standing next to, because that person may be the next big thing too. Where the nerd in high school turns out to be the most popular, richest guy that ever came out of the school. And
rule of thumb is don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Because you never know, man.
Isn't that the Nashville golden rule? Just don't be a jerk.
It should be. It should be.
That should just be the world's.
The world across the board. Don't be a jerk.
We've all been jerks at one point in time, but
it's hard.
Because some people make you a jerk without you trying to be, right?
Yeah.
Some people
try to get it out of you.
And it's like, you just made me a jerk, and I don't want to be a jerk.
And then
but
because they're a jerk, they made you a jerk, and then they go around and tell everybody that guy's a jerk.
You're a jerk. I know. Cool.
So sorry.
No, go.
So back to a little bit of the songwriting thing, and I mentioned that you're an entrepreneur. You started your own business, right? You started up something, and COVID kind of took that away too from you.
You got to supplement the up and coming, right? You got to supplement it somewhere.
Yeah. So because I'd been in Nashville for when I started at 8 years, and I knew how hard it is to meet people. I was running these things called writers' rounds, which is where you get a group of songwriters. They play songs in a round robin kind of format, and it's kind of just a way for us all to hang out. And instead of going to a house party, we all go to this bar and you hang out and you network and you play your songs. So I saw kind of an opening in the market where there wasn't someone running a bunch of writers' rounds and a bunch where you could all be within the same network. So I started a company called the Song Mill, and that kind of grew into a partnership with a studio, and we had a spot in East Nashville that we cultivated for 3 years, and then a combination of difference in opinion with the studio and COVID, I ended up losing that location that we were at for a long time, and then after that, then all the bars started shutting down and stuff. So I mean, it killed my business. I had a small business, and it was growing and becoming very successful, and COVID killed it. But
so on top of the world, all of a sudden, got to figure something out. Where do you go from there? What keeps you in Nashville?
Running 5 shows a week to all of a sudden building fences for a kid. Yeah. So
let's dive down that one. I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
Turning left.
Yeah, and so
turning left.
And so it was.
I take it you don't like your boss.
No, I didn't. I wasn't with him very long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he I left him on the side of the road. I called an Uber, and they.
Shout out to Richard.
Out Uber.
Yeah, shout out to Uber.
Yeah,
for putting up with that guy.
Yeah. No, the Uber was like, "Where you at?" And I just sent my location, and it wasn't really an Uber. It was a friend, but I sent my location, man, and a guy pulled up. My boss was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "That's my buddy." And he's like, "What's he doing here?" He's picking me up because I don't build fences. Because I don't build fences no more.
Oh gosh.
And he kind of laughed until I got in the truck. You know?
So what are you doing now? Like, what's current life in Nashville? I mean, I know we touched on COVID and
Man, just kind of the shows are starting to open back up. Everybody's coming out of their caves and trying to figure out what everything looks like. I've started doing shows again. Just one show instead of 5 nights a week. I'm doing one show, but that's gonna if I want it to grow into more things. But really, it's the time off made me remember why I moved to Nashville in the first place, which was to be an artist and a songwriter.
right.
And the reason I started my business was to meet a bunch of people and to help a bunch of people. And I did that over the course of 3 years. So for me, it kind of feels like I did that. Now it's time to start focusing on me and my stuff again.
Right.
Well, and I think too, I mean, it's probably a little slower as far as not doing 5 shows a week, but the one show you do, you can put a little more into it and
A
make
lot
it,
more effort into
it's gonna
it.
be, you can really turn it from quantity to quality.
Absolutely.
So-
And that's kind of what I'm hoping to do.
Yeah.
And also, when I was doing all those shows, I never played. I made it a point that I didn't play the shows because I was trying to not promote me. I was promoting other people. But now I'm make it a point to myself. I play the last round, and I have my buddies come in and play the last round with me and headline the show. And I feel like it's a good combination of what I was doing and what I want to do now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's funny, man. The one show that I was able to bring back is the very first show I started back in 2013, and it's the Midtown Hoedown. And that show has survived 2 bars closing, 1 bar kicking us out, and COVID. So
Full circle.
That's right. That's
circle.
right. You're not allowed at Tootsie's anymore.
well, that was Broadway, and that's a different story.
You're also not allowed at Coyote Ugly either.
Well, we don't.
And that's where I met JADDIS for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We won't go there.
He's not allowed there. If
Yeah,
I walk
Jaddis
in-
is not allowed there.
Yeah, JADDIS is not allowed there. You were allowed.
You're gonna have to take it up with that guy because I wasn't here.
I wasn't there, man. But
What happened with the Tootsies thing?
very related to the song mill. So at the time I started the song mill, I'd been playing for Tootsies and playing the Broadway scene for like 4 years, and had worked my way up in the Tootsies, circuit. So Tootsies owned, at the time it was 5 bars. It might be 6 now with Kid Rock's, but it was Tootsies, Rippy's, Honky Tonk Central, the Diner, and now it's 5 with Kid Rock's.
Gotcha.
And so if you played for Tootsies, you got booked at all the other places. You had a full schedule throughout the week, made great money, played and did song requests and had a blast. And it was awesome because I got so good from just playing every single day, going to the gym and working out every day.
Right.
It's also where I met a lot of very talented songwriters that were stuck playing, wagon wheel. And they were like, man, I'd love to play somewhere else. And I had my round. And so I was like, if you want to play a writer's round, come play a writer's round. But Tootsie's has an unwritten rule that you can't play anywhere except for the Tootsie's group. And that was originally taken as you can't play anywhere else on Broadway because Tootsie's keeps you busy. And that's understandable, and I agree with that. And I agreed with that wholeheartedly. My shows were off Broadway, and they were not during the time that we had shifts. I wouldn't book people if they had a shift that night. But I would book them to play a writer's round so they could play their original songs because you can't play them on Broadway. And
It's like side work.
Yeah, side work.
Side work, but it's also, it's kind of like it's a gap in their journey.
Yeah,
they can't play.
It
They
has
can't expose themselves because they're having to do something that was somebody else's.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with.
Well, you were keeping them priority.
Yeah.
It was just extra.
Right.
Downtime, right?
Exactly,
So
and it had nothing to do with them, and it was just these people trying to play their original songs when they're off work. But they had a problem with it, and they gave me a warning, and they said, stop booking Tootsie's people, or you're fired. And I said, okay. So I had to tell like 5 people that I can't book you, and I have to cancel your round because Tootsie's told me not to. And they were like, half of them said they wanted to quit working for Tootsie's because they were like, I'm not going to be, pigeonholed like this.
Right.
And the other half said, well, let's just still do the round and not tell them. And I was over here going,
now you know.
I was over there as the booker, but also like, someone who worked for Tootsie's kind of stuck in the middle of going like, well, left or right. And
so you have a massive amount of people that are sitting here looking at you going, we choose you.
And so I was like, well, hell, if y'all willing to get fired over it, I'll get fired over it. And so I kept them on the round, and we kept that going for like 6 months. They didn't tell the boss. I didn't tell the boss, and it was working out great. And then I guess as it got more popular, more people started talking about it within the office. They called me in again, and they were like, hey, we told you quit doing that 6 months ago. And I was like, oh man, you're right.
But who do you protect? The big business or the starving artists? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so they suspended me for a week, told me I'd come back in a week. Kind of, this is your second strike, third strike, you're banned. Or third strike, you're fired. I got banned for not
continues.
I got banned because I didn't handle getting fired well. So So, anyways, long story short, third strike, I kept booking them, and they called me and they said you're fired. And basically, I told them all my internal complaints that I had over the course of 4 years, which I choose not to repeat now. But by the end of that, they were like, "Okay, you're fired still, but you're also banned. Like do not walk through the doors of any of our establishments." And I was like, "Okay." But then, sure enough, like 2 days later, like someone sent me a picture, and there's like a picture of me behind all the bars, like,
oh my god!
And it was a great picture of me. So like, I mean, whoever they were like, hey, get a picture of JADDIS and put it up at the bars. They picked the best picture of me on Instagram, so I was happy about that. I was holding up a beer, and on the caption it said, "Not making a toast, just happy to have a beer." And they hung that up behind every bar. And so I imagine a couple people were like, "Who's that?" And they had to say, so it's free promotion.
So you don't go there anymore.
Have you tested the bars?
I haven't. It's just kind of like
There's
an ex-girlfriend,
Yeah, there's plenty of other places.
I feel like I would be so tempted to just like pop my head in there just to be like, am I still banned? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I've played other places, but I guess like after I did that, it was just a good time for me to focus more on the song mill and growing that. Mm-hmm. And then that kind of grew into a full-time job, and then, the Rona hit, and I'm just kind of coming back to doing that work, figuring out if I want to do that full-time just so I can not have to have a real job, or if I want to have a real job and focus on music during my side time.
Real jobs are not fun.
They're not fun.
So what keeps you in Nashville now that you've gone through all the highs and the lows and coming back and back and forth with there being other cities that are kind of picking up where Nashville left off, and just all the opportunities across the nation? What keeps you specifically grounded in that city?
I don't know, man. It's my home.
Right.
I feel like it's my home more than the place I grew up.
Right.
I've spent now 11 years of my adult life in Nashville, whereas so basically like 1/3 of my life I've spent in Nashville, and the other 2/3 I wasn't having the best time back back home. I've had a much better time in Nashville, so I just kind of feel like that's where I'm gonna be, man.
Right.
I'm never gonna leave. That's
awesome.
Well, and you're in Tennessee.
Huh?
I said, and you're in Tennessee.
Tennessee's pretty sweet, man.
That's one of the greatest states.
Yeah, it's pretty. There's lots of deer to hunt.
If I was to move, I'd be to Tennessee. So.
Tennessee or Florida?
No state tax.
Yeah, Tennessee or Florida. That's where I go. Or Texas. That's my lot. That'd be my
I
lot.
don't know. I just got back from Florida. Very likely that I'd move to Florida.
I
want to be like a white trash Jimmy Buffett, dude. I'm telling you, man. I woke up this morning. I had twisted tea for breakfast.
Hey.
Kind of. It's like, originally in America we were British, and we woke up every morning. We had tea for breakfast. I'm just kind of continuing that tradition, but in a very white trash form.
It's just twisted.
Yeah, it's just twisted.
It's a really twisted white trash way.
Dude, Florida would be nice. I would move to Florida for real.
Oh my gosh! You even did like a small stint in comedy, right? Trying to see if you wanted to knock that door down.
I
A little
did.
bit.
I hung out at a couple open mics. Had a great time.
Let's get your best joke right now on the spot.
On the
Boom.
spot.
What do you got?
I honestly,
You're sitting in front of
So, bro, just said
Steve
it. It was a
Harvey
twisted
right now.
tea.
You're gonna give him your best joke,
Well,
and your
there-
mom can hear the joke too. So
comedy now is more of like a storytelling form. I have a couple stories that I can tell, but
let's do a funny
not
story.
really prepared.
Let's do one funny story, because I don't care what story it is. It's gonna be funny the way you tell stuff.
All right, man.
But let's keep it like on the road. You can get off on the shoulder a little bit, but don't go in the ditch.
You ever heard about my mouse problem?
Your what, bro? No. Say what you said again.
My mouse problem.
Mouse problem.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
You
all
can
right.
cut
So
it out if it's real bad.
No, it's great.
Okay, let's
all
try
right.
it.
So
This might blow up. You don't know. So
you-
let's get it going.
I had a house I was selling, and my dogs in the backyard. I kept their dog food right by the back door, and I had like a little concrete steps walking out the back door. And every day I'd go out there to feed my dog, and there'd be like little mouse droppings like around their dog food. And I'm just like, somebody needs to get rid of these damn mice, and I'd throw it away. But when I went to go,
Time out. Somebody needs to get rid of my mice.
yeah.
Got
And
a perfectly healthy 2-year-old in there that needs to do her job.
I have someone, my back porch, my dog food.
Yeah,
Okay,
ain't gonna be me.
Keep going.
And so every day I'd just go out there, I'd clean up the mouse crap, and I'd throw the dog food away, and I'd fill their dog food and water bowl back up, and I'd just be like, well, now we're done. And I'd come back out there again the next morning. So when I went to go sell the house, there were going to be people like coming in and around, and I wanted it to look homey. I didn't want it to look like a mouse was having a rave in there. And so I went out there.
Oh, God.
And I just kind of like started looking around, doing the math, and I was like, I bet there's like a little mouse house up under these steps. And so I went to my shed, and I don't really have I don't know how you kill mouses. But I knew that if there was one, there's probably more. So I went to my shed, and I grabbed an axe, and a can of wasp spray. And
So like a mouse trap never crossed.
what the you gonna throw it at them?
A mouse trap.
You gonna get one on the fly?
But you never thought where the droppings were? Like maybe put a mouse trap there.
Well, no, that never occurred to me.
Let's go with the axe and the wasp spray. All right. Keep going.
Matter of fact, that never occurred to me. But anyway, so I start taking these concrete steps apart, and as I'm taking up the last one, it was like literally like opening the door to like another world, because I picked up the brick and there was just 20 mountain bikes sitting under there looking like they'd seen daylight for the first time, just looking at me like, what do we do? And I was looking at them like, what do I do?
Axe wasp spray. So I reach over and I grab the wasp spray. And I'm looking at them, and they're looking at me, and I was like, sorry. Wait, were these like babies, or?
It was,
they're like a family.
It was a family. A couple newborns, couple, teenagers.
Full size.
Couple teenagers.
And I just doused them in wasp spray.
Oh my god.
And they don't do nothing. They just sit there and go,
Their eyes are burning.
So, and I was just looking at them, and they didn't run. They just sat there screaming their little tiny mice screams.
Oh, God. I thought PETA was going to get us from that other episode. This is it. We're dinged on this one.
So they were still alive.
I guess that's good.
Next move.
Blind mice.
I grabbed
20 blind mice.
I grabbed the axe, and I'm just looking at them like,
oh, gosh, no. No, you didn't. Oh, God, dude. Why? And then the realist would walk around inside the house with a couple to show.
And then after the massacre, I just kind of scooped the dirt back over them, put the bricks back down.
Dang.
And then later that day, we had an open house and sold the house.
Oh, my God. So they literally have a rat grave under the...
Oh, yeah, dude. That house is haunted.
Oh, my gosh.
That house is haunted by mouses. I wasn't prepared.
Mouses.
A year and a half ago, I had that worked out as a bit, but...
No, that's... I don't know if that's funny or scary, but...
You asked, not me.
You asked.
Y'all asked me here.
I think next time a mousetrap just would be
probably
maybe one or two, and then they're both full, and you'd be like, okay, we might have a problem.
I just want to say, for all intents and purposes, that story is made up for comedy, and is in no way, shape, or form
true,
accurate, or true.
Okay, and it was. No mice were harmed in that story in real life.
Not in that story.
It's just something when I threw the trap out.
No, yeah. PETA might get a hold of that one, but it's not even real, so it don't matter.
But yeah.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, so anyways, I did like a little short stint, I guess you could say, in comedy. I did like a couple open mics, and I didn't ever tell that story. I just mainly I don't know, told stories about growing up, and
they were unfortunately true, and
they were very
else thought funny.
yeah. I don't know. It seemed like something to do, but now I'm more focused on doing music.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So do you write songs for other people?
I have. Yeah. I've written songs with a million streams. It's just they weren't on the radio, so it's hard to be like, oh, do you know this song by XYZ kind of thing. But yeah, dude, I love co-writing songs with artists, and doing those rounds. That was a real good way for me to meet new artists and not have to actively go out and do the footwork myself to meet them, because I would meet one cool guy, like say I would meet you, not you. I would meet you, and I'd be like, all right, Nate, you're a cool guy. Bring two more cool guys, and so you would bring, Blake and John and
Johnny, whichever.
Johnny.
Okay, you would bring Blake and.
How do you spell it?
It's Jonathan, so it'd be Jonny.
Okay.
Wait, his name is like
Jon. Like if we left it at John, Jon.
Jon, yeah.
Like you know how you got your JADDIS? He's got one too.
His last name's Ani?
No, dude.
Okay, because mine's JADDIS.
Yeah, no. He's got one too, but it's different than yours.
Anyways,
but
so.
Like JADDIS, but he has Jason.
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 Oh my gosh.
See? JADDIS
2 seconds. You have to explain Jasian. That did not make it. That was on our first podcast that we ruined.
Oh yeah, you gotta explain
So
that again.
explain
That is
producer
my-
Jasian.
That is my Instagram tag, Jasian88. Jonathan, Johnny, John, whatever, and Asian. Just
What's the
put
88
together.
NASCAR number? Favorite NASCAR driver?
My birth year.
I was gonna
trying to
say
make it cool.
That's also my favorite number. 8's my favorite number.
I was trying to
See
make
it
it.
everywhere.
for real.
So
For real,
Jasian-
for real.
Wait, you were
Third-
born in '88?
Yep.
It's that man. They
Did I just?
They
did
look-
we not talk about that?
they look young till they grow the mustaches. Like for real.
This is about it. That's about all I got right here.
But I don't know why I thought you were my age. I guess I'm wrong.
This is about it for me.
Oh yeah.
That's about all
You're
you
gonna be
did.
young
That was
forever.
the straight up Kevin Hart
young
moment
forever.
where he
How
was
old
just
are
like,
you?
"How old are you?"
For real.
How old are you?
Look, we don't need. We
Are you
need.
30 yet?
We don't need to call out Nate for
29.
his gray hair. Okay.
How old are you?
What? We're not gonna talk about my 3-year-old birthday. You seen my gray hair? That's
Heard.
why it's been cut off.
No, it looks great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. See, this is why we invite guests. They make me feel better. You definitely.
But anyways, so I would book Nate,
Someone's gotta
and I
lie
would
to
be
you.
like, "Hey, bring like 2 more really cool people," and then you would bring 2 more really cool people, and one of the 2 people that you brought would be like cooler than you, and then I'd be like, "All right, so now I would be no, I'm
That
not."
sounds pretty accurate. That's extremely
No,
accurate.
it's a great way. It was a great way to meet people that just moved to town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fresh off the boat. You know, just like ready and willing. Not like been here 4 years and wondering why they're not getting paid for a writers round because you don't get paid for writers rounds. You know, that kind of stuff. I don't get paid for writers rounds. Like, and it was a great way to just build a network completely organically, and so to when you say like have I written with other people, like that was like how I met the other people to write with,
Right.
and I mean it's all co-writing, and a lot of artists aren't that great of writers, but they still want to have their own songs that they
have good
wrote.
thoughts.
They have great thoughts.
Yeah.
A lot of artists will say, "This is the kind of song I want to write, or I want to sing," and then we're in the room and we write that song, and they want to sing it. So it's kind of like, I mean, it's friendships, but it's like, you know, a lot of strategy to it, you know, because there's just a huge pool of people.
That's super interesting. 'Cause
Trying-
You wouldn't think of like the team ups like that. You always picture, Jason Aldean on stage singing his songs, and
Oh, so many different
you
people
don't
wrote it.
realize that even if it was a co-write, that it's not just 1 or 2 people. There's a team.
I wonder how much there is of like, let's say, me and you or I helped you write a song or whatever, and 3 years from now it blows up, and you're just like, oh, no, over here playing your guitar, and I'm like sitting in the background like, whoa, I helped write that.
Yeah.
I know it took us 10 minutes, but I helped write that. Where's my money?
Now, if you're in the room,
You
I mean,
gotta- you gotta
there's kind of
prove-
a saying.
How does that work?
There's a saying in Nashville: "Say a word, get a third," because a lot of times the artist is just in there with 2 other writers.
Right.
But if they say a word, they get a third. And honestly, everybody deserves their cut because everybody
Yeah.
does their
But I wonder
job.
how much that happens, like
A lot.
and people are sitting in the background like, dang it, and like,
And a lot of times you'll have an instance like Miranda Lambert's song, "The House That Built Me." That song
That's a good
sat
song.
for 10 years, and just 2 guys wrote it, and they were like, "This is a great song," and it sat for 10 years.
Yeah.
Until Miranda was in a position where she heard the song, and it resonated with her, and then it became the song of the year. I mean, there's a lot of times that, you think that you write a song on Monday, it gets
Yeah.
cut on Tuesday, and it's number 1 the following Monday.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I wonder how much gets written, like, and then 10 years later, the song grabs, and
That person gets left
and
out.
that person gets left out because they might even not remember who they wrote it with. Or,
I've written songs that I forgot I wrote.
That's what I'm saying. You
And-
might be driving down the road one day and just be like,
I would love that.
"What is that?"
I would love that because I would be like,
You'd be like this. Motley and Associates.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't in a car wreck, but these people stole my stuff.
Shoot, I've been calling Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan. and
When they hung up, I'd call the other one.
Can you prove it? Yeah, I can prove it. I was in we were in Tootsie's. Oh, can we? We'll go back and talk to him. I'm not
We're talk to Tootsie's about that. You're like, nah, man, I was just kidding.
I'm not allowed there. That was in 2012. I can't remember.
You want to know a Tootsie story? The song "Crazy," the most played jukebox song of all time.
Wait, what was it?
By Patsy Cline. Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. Willie Nelson wrote that song and sold it for like $500 in Tootsie's, and then it went and became like the biggest song of all time. And he sold it, so he didn't get nothing.
It's like
Willie
the Pokemon
Nelson
cards, dude, that I sold in a yard sale when I was like 12. Worth so much now.
Mine got stole at Books A Million. I'm still salty. Still salty.
Books A Million. That's setting you back.
Yeah, but Joe Muggs.
That's right. Yeah, you're super old.
I'm super old.
That's right. What was Jesus like? Was he cool?
He was pretty awesome.
He's still cool.
He's coming.
He's coming.
We'll see him again.
You gotta love the positivity corner over there. I love it.
Yeah, so how
You
did
balance us very
It's
well,
our ray
John.
of sunshine.
I love it.
how did all y'all get linked up doing this?
Dumb luck.
I mean,
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, me and him would talk on the phone just like once a week,
Really?
twice a week, and it would just be conversations of nothingness that it led into
It kinda
very
when
deep conversations where we would actually like grow from it.
when you're sitting at work and getting paid to sit in your truck and you
No.
It really started when he was building.
They got that rehearsed.
We were doing
that sounded like you both have practiced that.
That's a common misconception. I do not sit on my butt in my truck and do nothing. I don't sit in my truck. I do nothing at the table.
Heard.
Except, well, I don't know.
Seen a lot of TikToks from that truck.
Last week I get a FaceTime and I'm like sitting at my computer working. It was like 5:30. It was past time to go home, and Nate's like, "Oh, look, I'm on the beach," and I'm like, and then he's like, "Go home. What are you doing? You own a business."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's got to work still.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
still have work, but in your defense,
But yeah,
it was 5:30 at night. Go home. It can wait.
It was only
tomorrow.
what you got to do.
Well, no, it wasn't 4:30 here, was it?
No, it was 5:30 here. It was 4:30 there.
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
So I got a game that I want to play. It's obviously games that we've played before in some type of setting, but it's this or that. And I found some really good this or that's, and I want to know where everybody stands on some.
If
of
I
these.
think of different this or that's while we're doing it, can I insert them?
Yes, absolutely. Same thing for everybody. If you come up with different ones, I'm good with
What is this
So-
or that?
this or that. Basically, I'm going to give you two different items. You pick your best. If you need to explain, you need to explain. If not, don't. But so like the first one that we're going to start out real easy: bacon or sausage.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Why?
Because bacon.
Because bacon.
Perfect answer. I'm bacon.
I was going to say I'm bacon too. All right, cake or pie?
Pie.
Cake.
Depends on the flavor.
Pie.
Depends on the
I'm
flavor.
a pie guy.
Pie is cobbler and cobbler is good.
That's right.
It depends.
Yeah. Cobbler's just a really, their pie is just a really hard cobbler.
Heard.
All right, Arctic or the desert? Would you rather be stranded in the Arctic or stranded on the desert?
Depends.
So this is one of those that needs an explanation.
That depends.
It's-
What is my food supply?
Nothing. What the environments?
What am I wearing?
What you have on right now?
Might as well just put a bullet in me. I don't want to go to either one of them. Go to the desert, walk around, be hot and dehydrated, or go to the Arctic, get eat by a polar bear.
You would last longer in the desert.
You would last
you
longer in the
dropped
Arctic.
right now.
You
No,
would
you're
last
gonna-
longer
you're
in the
gonna freeze to
Arctic.
death
You'll
so
grow hair. Your body.
you'll be
You last
dead in 30
2
minutes.
weeks. No, you know what they say. Make a habit. Habit lasts 2 weeks. You become a polar bear yourself. You'll be walking around looking hairy as you've ever been. And
I don't know if that's true for me.
You are dead in 30
Nah, bro. You'd
minutes.
get.
You're dead in 30 minutes.
I think
You
I would
adapt.
say desert because, like you said, I
would
think
say
I would
desert.
live longer.
You would live longer.
Nah, you could kill a polar bear, put its fur on.
You can live longer.
That's very true.
Kill a polar bear. What are you gonna do?
If you can manufacture a knife out of stone and kill a polar bear, manage to not die from that.
That's gonna be really tough to do in some khaki shorts and a t-shirt.
One of the greatest bits ever told by one of the greatest comedians ever that I can't remember right now. But anyways, he said we can end world hunger right now because for for tens of years we've been going to the desert, feeding these people, and then coming back, and then a year later we go back to the desert, feed these people, come back. Why don't we just take a couple U-Haul trucks, go out there and get them out of the damn desert because nothing grows there, and bring them where we are, where food grows.
Come to where the food is.
Yeah.
You know? All right, next one. Would you rather be badly wounded and die from it quickly, or critically ill and die from it slow?
Shoot me in the head.
Mm-hmm. Make it quick.
Make it quick. I mean, are we talking like badly wounded, like in the gut? Badly wounded,
just
quick,
a really
like
really bad wound that's gonna kill you pretty quickly.
Like a sword.
I would still take the bleed out, man.
I was gonna say it's not gonna be like a gunshot. Nothing over.
It's gonna be like an axe
but
to the neck, and then you're gonna die in like a minute.
Done, dude.
That's what I'm doing.
I would take critically ill.
I think I would too.
I don't want to lay in the bed for months knowing I'm dying.
It would give me an opportunity to leave my mark.
I was thinking too.
Nah,
Spend time
my mark's been left.
People.
Go check out Coyote Ugly and Tootsie's.
I gotta say bye.
Crack me in the head. I don't have kids yet, and I don't want to lay there knowing I'm dying. I would rather just hack me.
I don't know. I lived it. I watched somebody do that, and I know it sucks, but at the same time, I was super grateful for that time. So I know that my people that I'm leaving here would be grateful for that.
Yeah.
However, wouldn't you rather get hit in the head with an axe?
No.
All right, look, two different stories.
Emphatically no.
I had pancreatic cancer and I died in 6 months, or Thor's hammer hit me in the head and killed me.
Why is it gonna be
Thor's hammer's gonna knock you out fast.
It's just a cooler story because dude, my dad got hacked in the throat with an axe. That's how he died.
Whoa, your dad did?
No, but I'm saying like.
Let's talk about that.
No, for y'all.
Was wasp spray involved? You sprayed first and then
I don't know. But I'm just saying, much cooler story than I laid at Wellstar for 2 months and died.
That's fair.
I get it.
All right.
Would you rather ask permission or forgiveness?
Oh, forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Every time, bro.
I'd rather ask forgiveness.
Every time.
I feel like because we're a room full of men, that was pretty quick to be like forgiveness. But I feel like every female would have been like,
we all had an instance in our head when we said that, though.
You better ask permission.
No, every female's over here wondering why you think they need permission to do something.
Yeah, right.
Heard.
Here we go.
All right. Would you rather live in the 50s or the 80s?
50s.
There was some cool stuff going on in the 80s.
There was some cool
just
stuff going on in the 80s, but I think I'm with the 50s.
I'm going 80s,
too.
dude. I'm rocking out, bro.
You gonna grow that lady hair, ain't you?
You got that
You
right.
were a hippie at heart anyway. I'm not surprised.
I'm telling
by
you
that
right
answer.
now. Me and Lex talked about this last night. I was like, at some point in my life, I will have long hair. She was like, no.
Do it.
And I said, I'm gonna have long hair. I'm talking about long.
I have that same spirit.
hair.
I've tried it multiple times. It drives me insane.
I've never had long hair, but when I'm like 55 and I can wear a cool beach hat, I'm long hairing it for sure.
Yeah, for real. Make sure you lay that on the table before you get married too.
I already did.
You might marry that woman and she might shave your head in your sleep when you get halfway there.
No, we're.
Yeah, don't wait till you're bald.
We're pretty good on the same page.
Okay.
Right. What about you, Tony?
Man, I think at 80s.
Really?
Music, the cars.
Yeah.
Just that era just seems
The cars in the 80s were
Dude, no phone. Think about this.
Cars now.
Think about this.
But I have
no
the cars
phones,
from the 50s and the 80s. So.
the Corvette came out in the
no
50s.
Cell phones, no social media.
Johnny Cash came out in the 50s.
Sick cars.
That's not an argument for the 80s, though.
Sick
because
cars.
All right, that's fair. As I say, I choose the 50s because I don't know. I liked that era. I liked the look of like.
You just don't want to take a bath.
I liked the simplicity of that era.
He just don't want to brush his teeth.
You woke up every day and that's what you did.
You understand
didn't
that
have
indoor plumbing
overcomplicated-
was around in the 50s, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't taking a bath in the 50s.
He wasn't taking a bath this week.
Listen, my grandfather didn't have a toilet in the house until high school. They had to go outside to use the bathroom. That does not sound fun.
Bro, it's not.
I know in the 80s.
You keep saying that I don't take baths. Keep in mind that I built you a shower, and I can prove you wrong in a very uncomfortable way. And then I'll kill your water to that shower and make sure that you can't take baths.
There's cameras in the backyard. Go for it.
Okay, we might need to have a conversation later. All right. Would you rather deal with Joe Biden or Hillary?
Oh God.
That I wrote that down.
Can we go
going.
back to the axe to the
Oh
throat?
man.
I'd rather have
Axe to the throat.
I'd rather have Joe because he's funny because he his pants and he doesn't talk right. Hillary would be out there just like
Hillary's just scary.
Well,
taking over and
I
putting
feel
us
like
all in.
she has a true agenda,
thing
and I
with
think
Joe-
Joe's just doing what he's told.
The thing with Joe,
Yeah.
we look at him and you're like, there's like 10% of like, God, I feel bad for the guy.
I
With
don't.
Hillary, I just want to punch her.
No, man.
And I
Pure
don't,
evil.
and I don't believe in hitting women, but I want to punch her right in the face.
That's
But-
all right. She'll have you killed.
I know that's probably that's my number right there.
Done got
Yeah,
got.
so if I get hacked to death with an axe, replay this.
Heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
no, Joe's funny. Joe's funny. Joe is funny because it's like he doesn't even know what he's saying,
What's
and we
going
don't know
on?
what he's saying, so
And
we're
that's
all
scary,
just playing
too.
a guessing game.
That's scary too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather lose your sight or your hearing?
Sight.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that makes
For
sense
me?
because you're musically driven.
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
quiet. I'll say I'm quiet.
I'm gonna say
I
I'd
need to
rather
see
lose
what-
my hearing.
I need to see what's coming.
I'd be in a bar, get punched in the face, and I don't know what's coming.
Yeah, no.
Can I lose 50% of both?
No. No.
That happens anyways, right? When you go
Can
Yeah.
I lose? Can
You're
I
gonna do
lose
that
like
anyway.
my left ear and my right eye, and just be like sonically? Okay, I'm gonna go eyes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eyes.
I figured. All right. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coke, dude. Pepsi.
Coke.
Pepsi
Pepsi
goes
is-
up your nose and it just burns.
It's
Pepsi
always
does go
it's
away.
always a loaded answer for me because I like Pepsi products better.
I don't like Pepsi.
I don't like Pepsi more than Coke
I will not
specifically.
drink Pepsi.
Yeah, okay.
So like Mountain Dews, Dr Peppers, they were
Right.
all at one time Pepsi.
Oh,
and I love
right.
Pepsi products way
Don't
better.
get me wrong. Dr. Pepper, Mountain
Yeah.
Dew,
Yeah.
that's what flows through the rivers of heaven, okay?
But between
And they're mixed
Pepsi,
together.
Coke, no,
Yeah.
But
No
Dr.
no
D.
competition.
Dr. Dew.
I will say Pepsi's gotten a little bit better with some of their
Pepsi,
flavored
I won't
Pepsis.
drink
Those are
Pepsi.
pretty good.
I'd rather drink nothing.
All right.
Heard.
Would you rather lose AC and never have it again, or lose heat and never have it again?
Heat.
Living where you
In
live
Georgia?
right
I'll
now.
build a fire in the fireplace.
I'd say
AC.
heat.
I don't want to sweat.
You'd rather lose AC
Mm-hmm.
and have heat? No.
I can put a blanket on. I can't take my skin off.
Wait,
So then you'd rather have AC.
that's
So
opposite.
you'd rather have AC?
Hey, I'm the one that can't read. Y'all the ones asking the questions. Okay.
So you want to lose the heat, keep the AC.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the AC for sure. I want to keep it.
I thought you were asking if I want the world hot or cold. I want the world cold. Hot?
Cold.
Should we move on?
You don't know what you want.
You okay?
Let's be fair. That was a hard question. Okay.
Staples or paper clips?
What?
Paper clips?
Yeah, I guess.
You did exactly what I did. I read that and I was like, what a dumb.
I thought about it.
Wait a minute.
Paper clips.
Which one do I like better? Paper
Way
clips.
more uses
Yep.
and
I can take them
Reusable.
apart.
Yeah.
reusable. If you don't want them attached anymore, you take them apart.
The only thing that sucks is when you stack them up, eventually they're going to start
Right, you
sliding
got
off
that,
each
yeah.
other.
Got that one corner just.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I refuse to answer.
Why?
I have a vendetta against both.
It's a story behind this.
Please do tell.
It seems like regular jobs.
You know, it seems to me like staples and paper clips took away the little 3-hole puncher with the little tying your yarn, making your own books. That's the happiest time of my life.
Happiest time of my life. All the sweatshop labor that I had to do it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Uh,
All right,
Remember that.
last one, and this one's a good one for you. Diet or exercise? So, eat whatever you want, but you have to work out.
okay, wait, time out. Let me ask: am I answering as in what's more important, or what I want to do more?
What you would rather do. So, would you rather eat whatever you want, but you have to work out constantly to get it to go away, or would you rather just control your diet and never really have to put much effort into anything?
Work out, eat whatever I want.
That would be my
Well,
answer.
the reason I enjoy working out for me is not just about staying in shape. It's more mental than anything. But I love food. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I love.
I ate 10 chicken wings and a big old thing of pork belly mac and cheese at midnight last night before bed. So
where did you go at midnight, and why was I not invited?
I just ordered it. I had it left over, and I
Pork
put it
belly
back.
mac and cheese.
Yeah, Red Top Brewery in Hagworth.
That sounds amazing.
It was great, but yeah, no
That
food
sounds
for sure. I want to eat. So
gotcha. That was my last one. All right. So do you have any that you could think of?
soft
I want to
taco
know why
or
he
hard
didn't ask
taco?
the fat guy if he wanted to work out or eat.
I asked everybody.
I'm just over here like, I'd like to work out.
Soft taco or hard taco?
Oh, hard, dog.
It depends.
I don't want no limp taco. I don't know. I'm a soft taco guy.
As I say, it depends on what's in the taco.
I'm a soft.
I'm about that crunch.
As I say, if it's like just a regular beef taco, I'd want a crunchy taco. But if it's like a steak,
I like soft. I'm a soft guy,
chew.
but I've got to have good, crisp, fresh lettuce in there because I do like crunch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the soft taco for sure.
I got you.
Good old flour tortilla.
Mm-hmm.
Go with that.
I don't like corn tortillas. I don't like corn
corn's-
tortilla
yeah,
chips.
corn's- yeah, really?
When you
I
go
like
eat
those.
Mexican and the chips come out and they're yellow and not white, it ticks me off because it's corn chips. They're just not as
Yeah, I
good
hate
as the
anything
flour.
yellow. Son.
Anything yellow?
There's an Asian in
I didn't say it. You said it.
That's got to be edited.
I didn't say
No,
it.
it doesn't.
What were you expecting?
It would have been funnier though if he had just been like,
Ow.
you know what? I quit the podcast.
All right. So, I was wondering what the. Well, we'll start with this one. Playing live music. We all have a beginning point. We have where we end up. I was terrible when I started, but I was in a band, a worship band, and they needed a bassist. I did my best, which was not very good, because at some point in the set, I was trying to figure out what they were playing, and the lead guy just had it, turned around very calmly, took my bass knob and just turned the volume all the way down, and turned back around and kept going, and I just kind of stood there like an idiot.
Oh my gosh,
But-
so he turned you off.
Yeah.
Did you pretend like to continue on, like for the show?
I honestly don't remember. I just remember being
You're like,
Just
mortified,
like,
like,
put my bass down.
this
Well-
can never happen again. And now I just
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
take my licks.
you'll have that. I got paid to stop singing one night.
Oh man.
This is in Nashville?
I was playing at a crappy pool hall in Murfreesboro, and I don't know if it burned down. I just kind of hope it did. But they hired me for 2 days, and I played the first night, and it was like not a venue that should have hired an acoustic country singer. You know, it was like not a bar where they enjoy, music in the background, and it was not like a professional pool hall where they knew not to hire music. and I was playing in the corner, man, just doing my set. I had set 1, set 2, set 3, and the lady that was behind the bar comes up to me. I'd played the first night, and I mean, it wasn't well received, but it was background music. I mean, it's not like they were like boo, but it was nobody gave a crap that I was there.
Yeah, they weren't standing and cheering, and they definitely weren't sitting down and trying to ignore you.
Yeah.
They just weren't, it's like you weren't there.
They're playing pool.
And then exactly.
We're busy.
Yeah. And so
playing pool and smoking cigs.
yeah, and so the bartender comes up to me halfway through my first set. Literally, I walked in there. I spent 45 minutes setting up everything, making sure it sounded good. And she comes up halfway through, and she just hands me a check, and she's like, "You don't got to finish, honey." And I was like, "This is what I moved here for. This is the dream that I was chasing." Being up
Dang.
here and having people want to hear me sing.
Pay me to quit.
Yep, but
Dang, man.
I mean, it happens like that, man.
Wow. What was your wildest moment that you've ever had on stage?
I think it was at Hannibal. I have played a Hell's Angels Christmas party, but that wasn't as wild as just a normal Friday at the Handlebar in Murfreesboro. 2 different times I played there, the cops stopped the show. But
Country music?
country music at a biker bar.
Dang.
You remember earlier when I said I've played 1,000 biker bars and I'll never play another one? I mean, they got to come with some money. But anyway, so I went to this place called the Handlebar, and we sound checked, got everything right, showed up early, completely professional. The bar started filling up, everything was looking great. It looked like we were about to have an awesome night. And then we literally got on stage, played one chord, and said, "What's up, y'all? We're here to play some music." And then the cops kicked in the side door, the back door, and the front door. And we'd all just like been out back, getting ready for the show. And so we're all on stage just kind of looking at each other like, who's going to jail? And it turns out that someone had broken out of jail earlier in the night, and that's where they ran. They ran straight back to the damn bar. I'm gonna go home and smoke a beer. So this dude broke out of jail and went to Handlebar, and he was sitting at the damn bar drinking a beer. He told him, he was like, "I got a tab," and they started pouring the beer, and the cops kicked in the door. It looked like it was like about to be a thing, and dude sat there finishing his beer, and they pulled him, jerked him off his bar stool, drug him outside, and we were like, so anyways, here's Sweet Home Alabama.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, I had that happen. That was at the beginning of the night, and then toward the end of the night, the guy that told me he was the owner but was not the owner, he just was coked out and told everybody he was the owner. He gets mad because I won't play a song for his wife. She wants me to play Eye of the Tiger. And I'm like, I'm not singing Eye of the Tiger. Yeah. Like, this band don't know it, and I'm not singing it. And he comes up and he tells me, "You either turn it off or sing the damn song." And I said, "I'm not singing your damn song." And he throws a beer at us, and then everybody in the bar starts fighting. My girlfriend's out there, my mama's out there. My only job is to make sure they don't get hurt.
Yeah.
And so I put the guitar down, go out there, get them. They go out to the cars, and then I'm going inside
to go find that guy.
I go inside to go find my guitar. The whole stage is fine, and the band is still there. So we just kind of like waited for the fight to finish, so we could stay on stage. That way we made sure we got paid, because we were gonna get our $50 to play that damn show.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Golly.
Never did sing that Eye of the Tiger neither. It's like, who the hell wants to hear "Rising Up, Back on the Street"?
He's gonna listen to this podcast. In the like, oh yeah, you'll sing it for them.
In the biker bar though.
What's your most memorable moment on stage or in Nashville?
I was playing at Tootsie's one day, and
always seems to go back to Tootsie's.
Yeah, I was playing main stage at Tootsie's one day, and there is not a big homeless problem, but there's a homeless problem downtown. And I was, when you're playing on the main stage, you just have like an endless supply of beer being brought to the stage. And every time someone would bring a bucket up to the stage, this homeless guy would stand outside the front door. He'd run in, grab 2 beers, and then run out the door. And like I told the security, I was like, "Y'all just gonna let him keep doing that?" And they were like, "He does it all the time." And this is like my second time playing the main stage, so I didn't want to like be an issue, because then you don't get to play the main stage, make the main stage money. So I'm like, I guess we're just getting this guy drunk too. And that happens twice, and then finally they're like not letting him come back in the front door. He keeps like standing, waiting, looking around, trying to find the right moment to go get another beer. And then I look up, and there's a staircase walking down to the first floor from the second floor. And this asshole's walking down the stairs, looking around, creeping, like he's just about to steal the Mona Lisa. And then, sure enough, he gets to the bottom of the stairs. He runs up, grabs my beer, starts drinking it, and grabs another and runs out the door. And I'm just
saying, he grabbed your beer, like Alfie.
Grabbed my damn beer.
Was it in like a stand? Was it?
It was in my cup holder. I just finished it. I put it in my cup holder, and I ran up, started drinking it. And then they just like grab him as he grabs another beer out of the bucket and carry him out the door. And that's just, Broadway Billy. That's what Broadway. He hangs out. He's still, to my knowledge.
Now he's coronavirus Billy.
Yeah. But Broadway Billy, man, that was the weirdest thing. It's just like standing there watching this guy drink 6 beers that I had to pay for. That's why I don't give money to homeless people.
Because they owe you beers.
They owe me money. But
that's awesome.
Jeez.
Is there any other memorable stories from Nashville or on stage?
Oh man, there's a lot, but
You ever fallen or?
no, I've never fallen on stage. Had a drummer fall off his bar stool one time, but magically we just kept playing.
You had somebody fall on the stage though, right? Didn't somebody damage your Martin?
Yeah, I'd like to not talk about that though. It makes me mad.
That one, you gonna fight that guy?
Yeah.
Fell from what? Like balcony?
Just fell on my damn guitar. Drunk. Fell on my guitar. Yeah. Broke it. But yeah, man, Broadway's just it's an insane asylum. I mean, it's literally people come from out of town, get blackout drunk, and walk around in the streets.
Yeah,
and
I've been there. That's exactly how that is.
And it's pretty fun if you're down there making money. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty wild if you're just going and hanging out. But what you gonna do?
It was cool to see it from a different perspective because the last time I went down there, I was down there for the race, the Nashville race. First time NASCAR had ever been there, which was pretty cool to see how Nashville kind of put on this big extravaganza for NASCAR to come to town. But it was cool to see the other side of the coin where people were just like, yeah, we're going to Nashville, we're going to get blah, 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 blah. But like you meet some of the locals and they're like, no, I'm not going down there because I'm sick of going down there. And
yeah,
it's like, yeah, you forget that it's a home.
We hung out more on like the like upper end, the Mumbrian songwriter area, where it's like more laid back. We did end up going downtown, but for a very short period of time.
Yeah, we didn't stay long.
Yeah,
definitely didn't
too
stay
many
long.
crazies.
But he was making phone calls left and right, just like, hey, you want to come out, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, not that we don't want to hang out with you, but where you're at, we are not going.
Yeah,
like,
we ain't going.
We're sick of being there.
And I'm over there going, I don't blame you.
And it's like coming off a Panama City trip, too. You think about, like, this is somebody's home. You kind of forget that. This isn't where we come to hang out. There's schools here. There's people that have to work in the morning. There's so.
Yep.
But cool. I think we've had a good time.
Yeah, man, I've
had a good time. I don't think Blake likes you very much, but
it's fine. I don't like Blake.
I like JADDIS.
I like.
He's fun.
At least somebody does. Good God.
Your wife cannot stand him.
But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all having me. Appreciate y'all, supporting my music. To anybody that does want to check out my music, you're more than welcome to go on any streaming platform and look up JADDIS Country, JADDIS Country, or Justin Addis. That's my birth name. Just if you're in any involvement with the police department, don't look it up, and we'll be good.
So that's everything, right? That's Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, the whole nine, right?
Everything is JADDIS Country.
Everything's JADDIS Country.
Yep, even my hashtag.
Hashtag JADDIS Country. Got
yes,
it,
sir.
Well, you can find us too on our social media platforms. We do have our social medias up for the podcast. It is What Were You Expecting Pod, I believe on Instagram. Actually, no, it's What Were You Expecting Podcast on Instagram. It is What Were You Expecting on TikTok.
Nice.
So you can go check those out. You can follow me on TikTok at Nate_Bearden. Same thing with Instagram. Like I said, if you want to follow me on Facebook, that is totally fine, but I am very selective. So unless you know me personally, I probably will not approve you there. Please don't get your feelings hurt.
He's for real, man. I'm on his podcast. He wouldn't have me today.
Yeah,
so.
Don't stop. Actually, that's the 4th time. So where can they find you?
I'm on TikTok too. Austin Blake B is the handle. I don't post too much on there, but hopefully with this podcast, I'm probably going to steer it more in that direction just because I don't have a purpose for it. It's just I post videos of my dog, and that's about it.
That and shirt.
His dog is really cool though.
Yeah, my dog is sweet.
His dog is awesome.
We're gonna do an episode on Champ. We'll have him as a guest.
Champ will probably at that point be trained enough to speak.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. But yeah, I'll probably turn my TikTok direction more towards this stuff. I don't post too much on Instagram. That's probably going away. And then I'm on Facebook. But unless you're a friend or family, I'm not going to talk to you on Facebook. So.
Yeah.
Y'all get a talking dog. I might come back.
Yeah. Yes, that's assuming that we're going to let you back for that second one.
Yeah.
I feel like we did a good job on the first one. I don't know that I want you to ruin it with the second one. Because you're going to be all, like you said, you're going to try to correct yourself and make it better. And, we like JADDIS.
We should just start an OnlyFans for our podcast.
I have an OnlyFans.
It'll be subscription bit. Oh, God.
Wait.
No, I was referring to like just more of a, if you want to subscribe and listen to content that wouldn't be on this, but it ain't like your average OnlyFans with like what you got going.
Well, I mean, I got on there and I got on there and I was just trying to promote my music and stuff, and I was like, "Hey guys, here's a song, check it out." And just so many people want to see my wiener. It's just
my God!
It's like
move the guitar.
Yeah,
move the guitar.
It's just like I completely misread that social media platform. I haven't made a damn dollar yet.
What's your handle for your OnlyFans?
JADDIS Country.
JADDIS Country.
Okay.
All right.
Well, if you want to check them out on OnlyFans,
Johnny, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram, Jasian88.
Jasian88.
J with an Asian.
That's awesome. And like always, if you guys want to be on the podcast, like I said, submit your idea. Tell us a little bit about your testimony. If you want to, like I said, we're going to be selective with that. Obviously, we can't have everybody. But, if you definitely want to be on the podcast, we'd love to have you. And if you have any guest suggestions, we'd love to know who you would want to see. That would be amazing. And if you can go give JADDIS some love on some of his social media platforms, definitely go check out some of his music. His music is phenomenal. I have almost every single album that he has released. And it's worth the listen to. It's worth the sharing, promote. So, appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah,
Good
dude.
times.
Appreciate it. Had fun.
Good times.
Yep.
Had fun. You're a funny freaking
Good
dude.
stories. It's funny.
You owe me 3 beers.
And we're out. What were you expecting?
Well, thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation and hope you join us again. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to support what we do here. Thank you.
Down a country road.